JKB back with another episode. Today I'm reviewing Forza Horizon 3's new DLC, Blizzard Mountain. Gotta go off the bat and say, wow, this is the team's best, finest work to date. It's not just simply change the atmosphere up, it's actually changing the environment and the atmosphere and the feel of all of the cars, because of course, Blizzard Mountain does mean there's a lot of snow. I haven't seen a racing game this detailed ever. And I know that's saying a lot, and you think he's fucking lost his mind, but Forza Horizon 3 was my game of the year for many reasons. One of them was because it looks spectacular. This, on the other hand, is next level. I mean, you can tell there's a separate team or the same team were working on this alongside the main game. And when you get to a DLC like this, that is quite small, you know, compared to the main map in the game, you gotta jam pack it with something extra because it's $30 in Canada. So I'm thinking $30 is about almost a third of the price of the game in Canada here. So it better be a third of the main game. Well, that's not how DLC works anymore. So I have to say one of the downsides to this, you only get 50 new roads. Yes, it's a giant, chunk of a map. And if you played Forza 3, you've seen the mountain in the background. If you're playing, go check out that giant mountain, snows all over it. You could see it in the background. You've always been wondering, how the hell do I get to that? Well, you gotta pay to get to that from the airstrip. Once you pay for it, though, is it worth the $30 Canadian or $20 US? I'm gonna answer that at the end of the review, but I'm going to say this. The detail level of the snow. I live in Canada. I know what a blizzard's supposed to look like. The detail is so good in this. It's so amazing. Have to say, just seeing it on my screen is just, it's something else, guys. Like, if you're a huge fan of the game, this DLC is not just an atmosphere effect. The blizzards come through and you can't see jack shit in front of you. And when you're racing at full speed with snow tires on your cars and the adrenaline's pumping, it's like nothing else. So if you're a fan of just the main game, Horizon 3, this DLC to me personally is worth it. It's not a borderline should I maybe. It really does go into that territory of I must own this because the game itself was my game of the year. Incredible. Now let me talk about what you do in this. They've changed up the aspect of the reason of playing this. So of course in the main game you collect fan points, which in turn into new Horizon festivals around the whole map. They've changed that to stars now. So you actually have 3 stars that can be picked up on each event. You go into the event and, 1 star for just completing it, or 2 for completing in first place and not crashing, or the ultimate thing is like coming in first and completing a certain challenge, such as get a certain amount of air or a certain amount of wreckage during the race. That's new to the DLC, and that definitely does challenge me personally because I'm the type of person that likes to go back into the games. Challenges me to go right back into that and defeat everybody's score. So of course this also includes online. If you have any friends that want to get into this, it's just as good as the main game online. You play with your friends in an open world environment on the whole map, and you have these crazy, kooky bucket list challenges. I don't want to give all of them away, but one of them is run over a bunch of snowmen, which is, it's pretty funny, to be honest. The commentator comes on and he's like, "Boss, what are you doing? Those kids made those," and you're running them over, and it's just so good. But I know I say this all the time, but I gotta be honest with you guys. If you're not hardcore into Forza Horizon 3, I would say maybe wait until the Ultimate Edition of this comes out, if that does come out, because it'll be included in the price. But if you are already at the end of its rope, if you're at the end of Forza Horizon 3 and you're wondering, should I get this? I'm telling you, as a racing fan, this is a must-own. If you played Forza Horizon 2, the DLC, which I believe was called Stormy Island or Storm Island, that was just more of an atmosphere thing. So in closing, I'm going to say they've done an amazing job here. I highly recommend picking this up for hardcore fans of the series, even maybe if you're just kind of piddling around in Forza Horizon 3 but really enjoying it. The change of atmosphere really does work. Lastly, I'll talk about the feeling of the cars on the snow. Obviously, I've been in a car in snow, and I know what it feels like to go around a turn and have ice below your tires and have snow tires on versus, racing tires. And the feelings are so nailed down in this. I have to give this an 8.5 out of 10 for the DLC. It's my game of the year. The DLC is a huge welcome in my personal opinion. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next episode of JKB.